Welcome back to the channel. Today we're making smoked ham. The holidays are right around the corner. It's blowing up on my website. Actually, it's pretty crazy, but I actually have probably just as many people looking at this recipe during Thanksgiving and Christmas and Easter, more so than the Thanksgiving turkeys and the other meals that you want to prep, so the prime ribs and everything else. So this is actually really, really good, and I picked it up from Costco. I think about 30 bucks. It's spiralized Temp, so that means it's pre-cut. You can buy it whole. It's not gonna make much of a difference. The pre-slice makes it easier to cut. It's gonna allow a little smoke and flavor to get into the meat. You can cross-hatch a whole one if you want, but again, it's gonna work either way. We're gonna get right to it. We're using my rump shaker. This is my all-purpose rub. I'm sure you've seen it if you've been following this channel. If not, I'll put a 30% off in the description below if you wanna check it out. 5 stars all around, competition teams use it, you get the point. So we're gonna actually keep this simple. This is actually a very, very simple cook and one that just turns out extremely well. When we get to the glaze, that's the part that really takes it home. We're just gonna season this up pretty heavily. Now, it is wet. You can use a binder on this. People use mustard. You can use anything you want. Duck fat spray, tallow, anything. But I just happen to have a water bottle on hand, so we're gonna use that today. And you're just gonna spritz it a little lightly. You don't wanna wet it, you don't wanna soak it. You just want a little bit of moisture so the rub sticks, and that's pretty much it. So again, we're gonna go very, very heavy here. You can use your own favorite rub if you want. You don't even have to put a rub on it. You can just smoke it as is. Just so you know, they are pre-cooked. So they're actually called, most of the times you'll see them, is double smoked ham, twice smoked ham, twice baked ham, whatever you see. That just means that it's already been cooked, it's already been smoked. This one actually has been smoked in hickory wood, but we're actually gonna smoke it again to get even more smoke on there, to get more flavor in with the rub, and then the glaze is gonna absorb even more smoke and add a lot more flavor to it. So let's just get to it. We're gonna put a very, very heavy coating. And we are going ham on this recipe. All right, so that's it. We have a lot of seasoning on here. At this point, we're gonna put it right on the smoker. Now, as you can see in this pan, I have a wire rack. That's just gonna make it really easy, especially with a spiral slice, so it don't start falling apart as you start moving it. It's gonna make it really easy just to pick this up, put it on the smoker, and then take it off later when we're done. Let's get this on the smoker, and I'll see you in a minute. All right, so we have a little bit of leftover charcoal from the last cook. What we're gonna do now is we're gonna take a nice piece of oak wood. Any wood chunks that you have work great. You could put more, but for something like this, I don't think you really need a lot. You know, if you're gonna put more, it's more for a longer cook, like something like a brisket. So we're gonna get that down there in the center, and then we're gonna bury it. Now we're gonna get it lit. So I'm actually gonna use fire starters today. Just gonna get a few in here, pretty much around the center. I don't wanna be around the sides. I like it to be right here in the center. Also, you got that wood in there, so we'll do something like that. And then we'll just get these lit. We have the bottom draft door completely open. We have the top vent completely open. All right, so we're gonna let this ride for about 10 minutes and then we'll come back and we'll start putting in all our accessories and get this ready to smoke. All right, so it's been about 10 minutes. You can see the coal is starting to turn gray and ash over. So what we're gonna do now is we're gonna put in our slow roller base. We're not gonna put the entire slow roller together. What we're gonna do is we're gonna put this in, we're gonna close the lid, and we're gonna let this come up to temp. So we want it to get warm. We want the lid of the grill to start feeling warm from the outside. Not hot, just warm enough, because we really want to start heating up the ceramic inside before we start putting the accessories in. Now our grill is registering about 400 degrees internally, but if you see, I can put my hand here and it's not too hot. So that's just the flame coming up and hitting the thermometer. So this is exactly where we want to be. It's nice and hot and warm. So what we're going to do now is we're going to close the top. We're going to leave it open, but we're going to close the top vent from being swung open. And now you can see we got a nice flame in there. So we're really combusted right now. So let me get on some gloves and I'm gonna show you how we're gonna set this up. So continuing on, we're gonna put the top piece. And now we're gonna put the top plate on. Now we're gonna put in our divide and conquer system, and there's these slots on it. The slow roller for it fits right in there nicely. We're gonna put on our X accessory rack. So we're running a dual indirect setup today. We are going to put the heat deflector plates on top. So this is the 2-zone. We have it coming out and then an extra layer of protection here, which is going to allow us to heat up that fire a little more and let the wood combust a little more. And now we're putting on our cooking grates. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna close this down. I'm gonna close the bottom to about 1 finger's width open, and I'm gonna close the top to about half. We're gonna let the heat come up, and once we get right in our target range, which is 250 degrees today for these jalapeno poppers, we're gonna start closing it down a little more. All right, so we have the Kamado Joe running right now at 225 degrees to 250 degrees. This isn't really one of those smokes where I'm gonna say stick to this temperature range. If you're short on time, you wanna go up to 300, it's gonna work exactly the same. You just wanna get as much smoke on it as you can, and it's gonna happen. But if you have the time, run it slower, get a lot more smoke on it. That's the name of the game. All right, so we're gonna get the ham on. It did sweat out a little bit, so you could probably see, hopefully in the video, it has sweated out a little bit more. It smells really, really good. So definitely check out that rub. Again, it's in the description below if you wanna check it out. So we're gonna put this on, depending on the size of the ham, if it's spiral cut, what temperature you're running, it's gonna change, but I would say factor on 2 to 3 hours to get this ham up to 140 degrees internal Fahrenheit. All right, so let's get this right on and let's keep moving. All right, so the only thing that we're doing a little different today, we are still running the same indirect setup that I showed you before, but I put a smokeware drip pan under here with a little foil on top, and it's just gonna make it easier. When we start glazing later and the glaze starts dripping, it's just gonna make the grill a little cleaner and make it much easier to just get this out of here, take the foil off and throw it in the garbage. So I'll put a link below. I use this pretty much in all my cooks. It's really, really great. You can even put some liquid in there for smokes that you wanna get some water and moisture going on inside of the Kamado. So again, we're doing this on the Kamado Joe, but you can do this on anything, pellet grills, offsets, whatever you have, this is gonna work extremely well on. So I just happen to be using the Kamado Joe today. All right, and like I said, by putting it on the wire rack, it's gonna make it really easy. So now, all we have to do is move it right on over, and we don't have to worry about any of the layers getting messy, falling off, ripping. So that's exactly what we're gonna do. So we're gonna close this up, we're gonna let this ride, and then we're gonna go and talk about the glaze. One more thing, if you're getting any value out of this video, if you like what I'm doing, please click that like button below, subscribe, and turn on those notifications so you get notified when I have more cooks like this coming, especially because we're gonna turn this ham into one of my favorite sandwiches. It's a ham sandwich, recipes on my website, and the video is coming soon. So again, subscribe, like, and turn on those notifications so you get notified when that one comes out and everything else. Thanks so much. All right, so I thought about it a little more, and I've decided, instead of you just watching me dump everything into this pot, I'll just put the ingredients up here, and also the link to the website, again, is in the description below. So I've actually just put all the ingredients into this pot, and what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put the pot right on the smoker. If you've seen some of my videos, that's the way I like to do it. It's much easier. You can put this on the stove, simmer it, let it cook down until it glaze, and then do it, but again, it's just so much easier. If we're running at 250, might as well just put this on, let it cook down, turn into a glaze, and then when it's about 110 degrees internal, we'll start glazing it every 15 minutes until 140 degrees, and then we'll pull it. All right, so let's get this on. It's that simple. All right, so we just hit an internal temperature of 110 degrees. The glaze looks really good, so we're gonna start glazing the ham, and we'll do so again every 15 minutes, 20 minutes, depending on how long we're going. You know, if we start moving a little quicker, we might glaze it a little more often. If not, we'll probably glaze it a little less. And then we're gonna get one more coating of glaze on right when we pull it, just to really take it home. All right, let's start glazing. All right, so that's it. We had 140 degrees internal. We glazed it one last time. I mean, just look at that. This thing is gorgeous. My mom's ham looked nothing like this, and I never wanted to touch it. This makes me want to bite right into it. And I'm telling you, you put this on the table and people are gonna want to get in there. Only one last thing to do. I'm gonna take a little bite here and then we'll let you guys go. All right, with the glaze on it. Wow, that looks good. And the best part, make extra glaze, and you got more to dip in. The glaze is phenomenal. You can drink it, make extra, serve it on the side, let people put it on top. They're gonna be blown away. All right, so that's it. Again, if you like what I'm doing, click the like, subscribe, turn on those notifications so you get notified every time I have a new video. And the ham sandwich that's coming after this is phenomenal. So make sure you turn on those notifications. All right, thank you so much again for watching. God bless. I'll see you soon.